whether I was going to click it or not, but I've clicked it now, so it's fine. Hi, live people. Bill's here, and we're doing a radio thing. So yeah, now answer me.
So, yeah, it still says video unavailable.
It will take a second. Look, it's live. It says it's live.
I know. It said it was live when I said that it wasn't showing.
Oh, this video is unavailable, isn't it?
So my answer for those of you that want to hear it on the video, even though the video is not there yet, was that I don't think streaming as a whole is very fair. The whole music industry is kind of out of whack, and I'm going to use Gene Simmons on the day of Kiss's supposed last tour date. He has been known to say that that rock is dead and that the music business is dead, and I don't think he's wrong, but I also don't think he's right.
I think the music business isn't the music business anymore.
Exactly, it's changed.
Yeah,
and what he knows is the music business isn't what the music business is now.
It kind of pulls into a question that Craig asked earlier, actually, which just kind of acts as the whole two topics that I was going to bother speaking about today. To be fair, it's what's the point in what's the kind of inspiration for people to pick up guitar, specifically rock oriented, I guess, and form a band when that kind of the old school image of the being a rock star is kind of in most people's eyes unattainable now from the old school way of how a rock star becoming a rock star is.
I mean, back in Gene's day, they brought bands in and threw a bunch of money at them and produced the records and put them out. Now it's the band has to already have the following, already have record sales, and then the label comes in and says, "Here, let us distribute that," which is pretty much completely different.
There's definitely the record companies, management, PR companies have most certainly changed from promotional outlets to gatekeeping inlets. As a whole, that's undeniable. Instead of finding good music and pushing it out there, they're receiving something that they know can sell and opening that door to the links that they have in distribution, marketing, and so forth. Which sucks. I mean, the other side is we're in such a, music and creativity is more saturated than ever because everyone has access to do it. So a lot of people that would normally never have considered becoming a musician are making a few tunes, and good tunes at that, and in fairness, releasing them. So you do kind of have to have some gatekeepers in the way. Otherwise, you can't promote. No record company can promote every single good band that would fit their niche market. It's impossible to do that. So you have to have a gatekeeper in the way saying yes or no. And in these days, with like cost of living crisis and fucking inflation and whatever going on across the world, record companies aren't going to take a risk. They're going to want something that's already settled and good to go.
Right. And it's. When you say anyone, I'm sitting here with the equipment in this house that could be used to record an album.
Yeah,
I don't know how. I mean, I know how to record it. I don't know how to play anything, but I have everything to do it. Maybe I'll record my kids playing.
Yeah. I mean that's it. And firstly, fair play for you doing that. If Cat's son turned around and says, "I want to make a tune," I'm going to help him make a tune. I'm going to put it out there. And he may never want to make a tune ever again. And that's part of the problem of the saturated industry. But also, it's a very cool thing for everyone to do. We can't stop people. Go, no, don't make music unless you're 100% serious about taking it as a career. Because you're going to get called like a bit of an idiot. and that is partially one of the reasons why Spotify's pay rates are so terrible, because it's just, I mean, how do you share $9.99 or £9.99 or whatever it is in the world, even if you were going to be all big and mighty and not take a cut yourself? How do you distribute that between literally what, 60 million tracks on Spotify at the moment, is it? And each one of them is getting at least one play.
Yeah.
But I also I come across this analogy, which I thought was quite good. Imagine if you're a small independent coffee company, and that month you didn't sell 1,000 coffees, so the government came in, took all your money, and gave it to Starbucks.
Yeah.
Because that's what's happening, really.
And that'll be the end of that coffee company.
Yeah, I mean that's what's happening. You see a lot of the artists that are a little bit more settled and a little bit more comfortable looking at it and going, "Oh, sweet, Spotify is going to pay more, and there's not going to be any bots, and it all seems like such a positive thing." But it's going to increase bots, and it's literally robbery. It's a literal, but because Spotify and Netflix and all this has changed creativity, and this is the insanest thing. Creativity isn't worth anything. We don't pay for tracks. We don't pay for films. We pay for access to the software that gets us those pieces of creativity. And to the mainstream world, especially the young mainstream world that they haven't had a CD, they haven't had to purchase an MP3. They have only known Spotify and Netflix. Music and films are free.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to kind of pivot a moment here. So I've been working a lot with Music from 412 since the last time I was on here. We're coming up on the 1 year anniversary of that, actually. December 30th. Yeah. 30th? No, 31st. December 31st. Because it was New Year's Eve was the launch party. But and you know, this plays into Build the Scenes radio station and my shows, and I'm sure what you're doing as well. There's two sides to it. Bands aren't very good at promoting themselves either. So, you know, if you do a better job promoting yourself, then you get up above that 1,000 level, and then it's not an issue.
Yeah. But again, it's weird because there are still bands out there that are like anti-social media as well. They don't have it, but they're still doing. They tend to be on the more lo-fi kind of garage rock band circuits. Don't get me wrong, but they're still playing gigs. They're still getting crowds turning up, and they're still doing well. So you've also got to bear in mind that this level of promoting yourself, unfortunately, what labels are looking for in a successful band may be overlooked by some of these bands that are doing their promotion in what has now become unconventional way, by going into venues and dropping off posters and flyers and talking to the people that go to that local venue to make sure they know that the next gig's coming up, which I think is being the internet has made us.
Yeah, that as a whole has become an issue in the scene here, where people rely on events on social media to push their show.
Yeah.
And you know, that event's being, to steal your word, it's being put through gatekeepers as well. So
Yeah.
you know, the people that would go to that event may never even see it.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, you put it on a pole at a stoplight.
I am so confused by the fact that bands don't seem to pre-drop to venues anymore. Like the most likely people to attend that venue are the people that are at that venue. So if you're advertising all over Facebook and you haven't gone to the venue and spoke to the people that are there drinking and going, "I've got a gig here next week, you should come," you know, and if they're like, "Oh, I don't know," give them £1 off their or $1 off their ticket. Get them there. You know what I mean? You've got a few guaranteed people. You're in the place. You sold a ticket. They are going to turn up. They're probably going to be there anyway. So you've got a body through the door, and they're going to hopefully bring mates. Whereas the person that has clicked the interested button on your Facebook event, sorry, mate, probably not going to turn up. And the other side, it's so easy to click that going button and not
And then
commit to
not
actually
go.
going. Yeah. Which is horrible because you know you invite all your friends on your Facebook list. They all want to show support by saying I'm going, I'm going, I'm going. You have 1,000 people in attendance. Nobody turns up to the gig, and your promoters and management of the venue think that you've faked it all. You know you've got
Yeah,
some like bait clicks and stuff. It's beyond
that's
me.
the other issue, is, especially in this scene, is that the venues themselves have fallen to that, where they're not doing any advertising either. They expect the social media and the band to handle all of that, and it should be a two-way street. Both the band and the venues should be working together because ultimately they are supposed to be working together. The band
Yeah.
is supposed to bring people in to drink, and the more people come in to drink, the more money the band should make. And it just it's
It,
not quite working that way anymore. Again,
uh,
the music business has changed.
well, I mean, with that, we're more on a situation like it used to be. A band turns up the play, they either get the a band payment, the door money, or a percentage of the bar, or a combination. Now, it's weird because like the venue seems to just deal with everything and then give that like it was quite often old back a day you'd have a member of one of the bands playing running the door for the tickets. But it's also venue controlled at the moment. Bands are more and more feeling less an involved party of a night and more their job is to turn up, do that 40-minute set, and that's what they get paid for at the end of it. The community feel to doing a gig is nowhere near what it used to be. You used to turn up to the venue and you'd probably have that battle of between the venue and some of the other bands of, okay, who's going to sit on the door during whose performance, and who half the time venues are asking if anyone in your band can run the desk for the night or stuff like that. It's so hyper controlled now by the venues that sometimes I'm not surprised, even though it's a shit thing to do, that bands turn up, play their set, and leave before before the end of the night, because that personability isn't there before. You sometimes see go into venues and you see the bands, all different bands, all sitting in different corners of the room in their own little tribes. What's going on in this world now?
Yeah,
And I
there's
think
no interaction.
I think it's that forced control situation has taken the person, and again with Spotify taking the personability of going to a record store and finding a track and getting someone to suggest you music. Now you've got a robot that does it for you, pushing things in your face, again taking away your personability. It's been a long time since I've heard of groups of people of outside of like radio. I used to go around my mate's house all the time with a bag of CDs and we'd just play each other's music and see what we liked and whatever. It doesn't seem like people do that each other. Like, I usually just hear groups of school kids on trains listening to stuff on Spotify on their phone speaker. Usually only 30 seconds of each track. Oh, listen to this. All right, listen to this one now. Oh, I found this one. It's like, wow. The personal situation of music has disappeared.
The other thing that those kids will never know is opening up that album and looking at the artwork and looking at the liner notes and reading the lyrics while the song is playing, with the physical marketing that's in your hands, and the visual part that goes along with the album.
It wasn't until recently that I considered this, to be fair, because doing some work in the marketing with Craig and design wise stuff and album covers and single fronts and stuff. And it's a shame because it's been good for the marketing side, but when it comes to actual people just kind of coming across it on Spotify and whatever, I'm sitting here thinking, when did I actually look at the little album front cover of anything that's only been on Spotify? I don't think I have.
Yeah, I mean, it's on on Music from 412's radio station, we actually, instead of putting up the album art, if it's a local band, we have little a little image that says local music. And then if it's not local, because we are running through Live 365 and there's royalties on those ones, we put advertisements for our shows because no one is looking at that stuff anyway. We're hoping that maybe they'll glance over and go, "Oh, what's that?" Because
it's a weird situation that the increase in the popularity of vinyl I find bizarre on that level, because it is a lot of people going back to that old school. I've got a physical album, which is cool. Yet it seems to come at this weird premium compared to like vinyls aren't anything new. It's nothing special. It's nothing amazing. And I mean, it's nice to have a vinyl. It's a physical, lovely thing to have. But like, why are they now like put at a premium, 5 times the price, hard to find and awkward to get, when they've been made cheaply for years and years and years and years and years and years and years? And at first, I'm looking at it and thinking, well, is it the band trying to, is this a, like when you buy your favourite films merch or something and it comes to the premium, it's just trying to make up some of the excess money that you're losing. And then you realise, no, it's actually the vinyl companies have turned around and gone, all right, now we can add this price tag to everything.
Yeah.
Because there's only a few machines left. So we're in demand now. Which I think is a weird way to have done that.
There's a company in New York City called Leestaval, Leestaval.
Oh, I like it.
Leestaval. They bring bands in and do live recordings direct to vinyl. So, like a band can come in and they do one-offs. So, like they'll talk to a fan, play the song, and then that specific recording only goes to that person who purchased that song.
Oh, that's cool.
That's been happening a lot here. Like here, I see a lot of bands from Western Pennsylvania that are driving to New York and doing that. In fact, my daughter Bria got a track from Blackridge for Christmas. It's on the vinyl. And it's clear. It's really cool.
That's awesome. I mean, I have to say that some of the vinyls that are coming out, specifically, that's not it. Where are you? I mean, there's certain vinyls that I will happily play. God damn it. Pay a premium for. In instance. That one. I love this. That's a cool vinyl.
That reminds me, I can't remember the spin art.
Yeah. Loads
reminds me of spin art.
This seems to be a common thing for artists right at the moment. That everyone's doing. I got clear. That's green, but it's getting messed up because of the green screen.
Yes.
But like, and these are beautiful. This is Donkey's double album, and they really went the extra mile with it. To be fair, we've got it came with handwritten lyric sheets.
Oh, very cool.
These ones, I mean, this was a gift for my wedding, to be fair. So mine have got like thank yous and all love hearts around it because they're very lovely people. And then it comes with, so it's a double album, and then it comes with a little 7-inch double-sider. And then they did like little origami swans handmade in all of them, and they're all like, it comes in the CD thing comes in a little box set that they've like hand wrapped in tissue, and like it was truly a beautiful thing to receive as a whole. And then doing that was the other thing as well. The t-shirts, done the old guitar chords for the one song.
Is that the back of the shirt?
That's the front of the shirt.
The front of the shirt.
So you can learn the song whilst you're sitting reading your own shirt. And then the old, I'm not going to get this one out, but it's the Spotify scan tune ones. So the whole thing is an astonishing, like, it's just a really nice package of things. Which I find, that's when I understand the premium prices, and they're spending a lot of time, looking after their fans. When they send one out, they'll ask for a picture and they'll show off their fans on their social medias and stuff like that, and ask for, they've got a little response for everyone. The pre-orders for them, which I thought was quite cool. There's a big thank you thing, so I've got a little. With all of thank you to all of XRP Radio and some of the DJs' names and stuff. Very cool. Like, they're looking after people, which is a lot more personable. Which I think, going back to what we were saying, that personable side of music is going. It's obviously working for bands like that, and it's bringing that atmosphere and that attitude back.
That thank you is I absolutely love when I get surprised by a band. And they'll hand me one of their discs, which again doesn't happen often. Yeah. And then there's a thank you in there for, maybe Rock for Life or Build a Scene or Music from the 412. That makes it worth it, because I'm definitely not making any money doing my end of it.
Yeah. I mean, the gift, don't get me wrong, we all love a gift. Any DJ or music influencer, whatever you want to call us these days, we do love a gift. And that going back to streaming, though, that's another thing that can't be done with streaming. You can't put those thank yous in there. You can't hand someone a present of it, I hate the fact that music can't really be a gift anymore. Say there's been a few times where, like, Kat's really loved a piece of music, absolutely loves it, and I'm like, it'd be really nice to get her a physical version of that to give to her that she can have all the time. And there's two problems with that. One, she ain't got a CD player in a car, you know what I mean?
Right.
And the second is, a lot of bands just don't make those physicals anymore.
See, that's the nice thing about driving an old car.
Yeah.
Not only do I have a 6 CD changer, but I have a cassette player too.
Oh, that is classy. That's a different level of class. That's another thing as well. Like, you can't, like, you've got to spend quite a chunk of cash and get a bespoke fitted cassette or CD player in cars now, if you want one. Really, there's not many cars that come with those kind of things as standard, especially not CD changers, because I don't want them in the boot.
Yeah. Mine, I have drive a 2003 Toyota Camry, which probably has another 20 years on it. Those things they don't die.
Yeah. Now that I have, you finally came to what possibly one positive of streaming, and that is that you're not got any scratched CDs or warped vinyls or stretched tape. You're, as long as the internet exists, even though AI is getting really fucking scary, in my personal opinion at the moment, as long as the internet still exists, you get that music and you have it forever, and you're not going to have to re-buy it or get pissed off that it jumps, because there's a thing. There is a point of looking into less developed countries, though, and thinking about, like, those that don't have instant internet access, thus they don't have access to music, certain types of music anymore. And that's something that I only just considered.
I'm kind of on the fence with the AI stuff, because what I do on a daily basis is I teach science and technology and STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math.
Yeah.
So it's kind of up my alley. Um, I actually use Chat GPT for my show notes for my podcast now because it's a much better writer than I am.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's going to start replacing the human end of things, and I'm not
It
up for that.
it has the issue for me, right? Also as a teacher, is education cannot keep up with the times anymore. It can't. When I finished all my education, I went into employment, and I maybe had was I making a noise? Oh, he's got a finger.
My headphones just died. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you, but
Yeah.
you can't hear me. And this is why you should never use Bluetooth headphones whilst you
I will
do
get them
the
working
show.
here in a moment.
Yeah, this is fun. I can just take the mick out of him whilst he's faffing around. It's fine. Don't worry about it. How dare he not charge his headphones before coming on air? What kind of professional is this? He calls himself a. I mean, hi, Bill. Hello. Hopefully, he didn't hear any of that.
There.
Hi.
I did not hear any of it. That bothers me a little bit.
I was just ragging on your professionality for not turning up to a show with charged headphones.
Listen, my daughter was using them.
Any excuse. What were we talking about before that? I had a really good point
AI.
to say and I completely forgot it. Yeah, I mean, it is taking people's job. Education and stuff. So I did all my education. I probably had a maximum of 10 years before my job started getting affected by a serious change in technology. Marketing jobs are almost impossible to come by, especially as a solo freelance marketer. I used to be doing stuff for cosmetics companies, and they now do all of their marketing and analysis, which used to be kind of the bread and butter money for the marketers that aren't doing the whole project. They'll analyze the demographics and results and whatever. And that's all done by an AI now. So that work is gone, don't exist for me. And I was not ready for that to be taken. So I have not predispose myself into looking into AI, nor do I really want to become what is now dubbed as an AI manipulator. So marketers aren't marketers anymore. They manipulate an AI to do the job for them for people that don't quite understand how to use the AI at the moment. So and the problem for me with that is the more people start taking that AI manipulation job, the more that AI learns, leaving the job that you're manipulating it for eventually useless, because it's going to know how to do it itself eventually. So we're going to constantly be in a land of training computers, and that's really scary, because once humans run out of knowledge to give to the AI, that's when there's no jobs left. And that is scary. And I hear a lot of people, I'll moan about it. I'll moan about it a lot on social media, and people go, well, keep up with the times, you just got to move with the times, start learning AI stuff. And I think that attitude's more dangerous than being a moody old bastard about it, because eventually, yeah, keep up with the times, keep teaching these computers everything that you know, and then it's going to start teaching you, basically. It's already got to the point. And going back to like you using things for show notes because it writes stuff better. So, okay, you know what you want to do. You want to expose music and you want to deliver something in the best way that you can. So you're using AI to benefit you doing that. Fair enough, right? There's lots of people. So again, I used to have the odd review or the magazine articles, the zine writers, and I'm looking at AI thinking this could be a way where we can deliver this magazine faster with a smaller team. In a better way. I'm also realizing that if I did that, I'd be taking literal money out of some of my team members' pockets where they could get paid for writing these articles.
Yeah.
So you're balancing a tightrope, and other people now have access to this. So people that didn't have any skills in writing whatsoever, I'm seeing like bands that I really like turning around and going, "Look at this amazing review we've got off like Metal Devastation magazine or whatever it is, right?" And like for those that manipulate AI and have been looking into it, it's being written by an AI at the moment. So that's a right, like that could have been my job writing that review. But some other arsehole has probably taken money and got an AI to do it in less time. What? Which is not good.
That's the, I do when I usually take a combination of the band's bio and what I plan on talking about, and then grabbing the links that I want to point out and listing the bands that are going to play. And then I hit submit, and then I probably edit it again, and then I hit submit, and then I edit it again. It's usually it's a combination of AI and I. It's not like I'm
Yeah.
just letting it do it, but at the same time, it comes out way better than what I would do on my own. And that also brings up, as an educator, our students using it to write their papers now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. I mean, it it kind of falls back to a weird internet phenomenon that I've seen since the internet started and still to this day, where you've got this paradox of, say, someone will post a picture of something that they've bought and someone else likes it. So they've commented, "Link, please." And the other person's commented, "Google it."
Yeah.
Now, I mean, quite right. Fair enough. Google it. Everyone's got the access to this, so you can go find it yourself, find out the information yourself, get it delivered to you. Same breath, AI it. Realistically, it's just another step in that direction. Prior to students ripping stuff off the internet, they were ripping stuff out of books and rewording it by hand. Not necessarily learning anything, but reading and having a good ability of grammatical changes. So is it just another step to the same exact situation? Potentially. And has it come to the point where we now have access to information that quick? Do we really? This is really important. There are some basics in education that, like physics and how the world works, that everyone needs to know. With access to information at the drop of a hat, do we really need to learn in advance anything? At the end of the day, when we come to do something, can we go, "I can't do that, I want to learn it"? We can, with a few taps of keys.
I mean, that's how I got where I'm sitting right now, literally. How I'm sitting here communicating with you.
Yeah.
I YouTube didn't and Googled everything.
Yeah. And is it lazy, or is it taking advantage of something when is the next step to googling and learning how to write, googling and using a tool to write it for you? Is that sensible? Is it saving time? And I guess people need to really start to learn what they want to do and what they want to learn in life, more than having it kind of given to them from. I think educational establishments like schools still need to exist to enrich kids into the options that they have out there. And some of the basic necessities, like how to get online and how to use a computer so they can start using these tools, and basic maths so they know they're not getting ripped off at a shop or stuff, life skills. But I hate to say it, I think the age-old chemistry, biology, science, maths, English style of teaching shouldn't be negated, but in certain ways, is definitely a waste of time because it's not relevant anymore.
So what we're doing here in the States, at least at the schools, and I've been to two now, so the schools
Yeah.
that I've been at, we do a lot more hands-on, especially in the science field. Like I'm currently teaching about electromagnets, so we built an electromagnet and then they have to figure out how it works and how the more wraps you have, the stronger the magnet is.
Yeah.
The more power sources, the stronger the magnet is. Like, but they figure it out on their own. You hand them the information, the materials, and you kind of walk them through it, but they're figuring it out.
See, I think I like that, and I hope things dive more in that direction. Because in my mind, now I know you're a longer and slightly more old school educator than I definitely was, but in my mind, I look at that as an, you know, instead of you tutoring kids or educating kids, you're delivering an experience that will then maybe influence them to take up a career in the sciences. Or something, and the learning they can do, they have access to that, and you know there's kids that will have done that class, gone home, gone on the internet, YouTubed, I want to learn more about electromagnets, and that's a fantastic thing. I think standardized testing needs to go out the fucking window. And I think, yeah, like once you've chose to get into, for instance, science and start learning things, then you know self-testing almost and seeing where you are in that thing, and then obviously for certain careers, you know, for employers to have a standard to acknowledge where you are in your knowledge of that is a good thing. But like the A B C D E F G scoring system on having to push every kid through maths, English, and science and IT specifically, that's what it's like here at least. Whether you're gonna deem it a an experience-based project or not, kids don't really want to look at Shakespeare on a general rule. They don't. They're not interested. They don't care.
No
And you're not.
offense, Europe, but me either.
Yeah. You know, so like you're not gonna get that experience. They're not gonna enjoy that experience, and they're not gonna want to go into literature. And again, you've got to try almost even hard if we want any of these things to continue. You've got to try even harder to try and get at least one kid into literacy and into playwrights, or we'll never have plays again, because there's people who sit down and go, well, I'll just go on to ChatGPT and go, write me a rock opera, please. You know,
I never thought about that.
I'm scared, really, honestly, that there is more AI creative content coming out of big mainstream people than we are realizing. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the big hit makers are using ChatGPT to write their lyrics. I wouldn't be surprised if the big filmmakers, because imagine, especially with like the Star Wars universe, the Marvel universe, yeah, for one person to be able to have all that in their mind and make sure they're making no contradictions to the story and stuff like that, there is nothing better than an AI to deal with that for you. So you could type in and go, oh, you know, if Leia came back to life, would that be okay? And it can tell you, yeah, it is okay. And okay, build me a script around that. There you go. You know, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's been snuck into creative, because again, look at films back in like the 50s and 60s, and you had like one screen of credits. Coming up to the 2000s, you'd sit for 7-8 minutes after a film. Now, a lot less people in those credits.
Well, the thing that they did in the film industry, which is sneaky, was putting those snippets at the end that give you clues as to what the next movie is, because then they force you to sit through there and watch all those names.
Yeah. Well, I noticed this a lot on not just films now, but even Rick and Morty, The Simpsons, American Dad. They've always got a clip after the credits roll, which is weird. I'm so surprised that films haven't started selling ad space in credits. It boggles me that hasn't happened yet.
I see, now it's coming. Someone's gonna hear you say it. You better go patent that idea.
You know the amount of fucking times I've said something and 2 years later regretted it. Not by the fact that I feel like I've been poached, but just the fact that I hadn't jumped on it quick enough. But then again, what am I going to do? Patent the idea pitch. I don't think I can patent someone else's ad space on there. I could only do it for my own films, and I don't make any, unfortunately. Man,
I'm involved in doing that, sort of. With music from the 412.
if you make any money on it, shoot me some commission.
Mine are all more like this, though. It's live conversations, whereas some of the other shows are produced and edited, and I hate editing. So most of my stuff's going to be live. I know how to do it because I Googled it. See?
Yeah. Watch
the YouTube video.
This is a mad thing. Like I'll back when I was teaching, it was difficult to turn around to the kids and be like, yeah, you know, do this for education. When they're turning around and goes, how did you learn this? And I'm like, actually, everything that I went through uni and college, but the things that I am teaching you, I taught myself off the internet. The things that I am directly teaching you now, I didn't have to go to school to do.
Yeah. I mean, I get that question a lot. I'm teaching now 4th through 8th graders, and they'll say to me, how do you know how to do this? My answer is, well, I taught myself as my family comes in the front door.
Hello, Bill's family. They can't hear me because you're on headphones.
They cannot. They're carrying Christmas decorations.
Oh, fuck off. I mean, good for you. I hope you have a lovely Christmas.
They're putting a wreath on the front door. But yeah, so you know it and sometimes a student will ask me a question in class and I'll be like, you know what, I don't know. And I'll pick my phone up and go, hey Google, how do you? And then we listen to Google's response, which is funny because Google is responding to me
from search.
I tell you what, the one thing that I will say is, if you're running the Apple household, try not to say, and I don't want to say it now because everything's going to go off. The word that is a humanities subject and it's not geography. It's about old things.
It starts with an H?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because if you say that, everything goes off. But yeah, man, we've had a really long and in-depth conversation about stuff. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting you to come on and be like, play that fucking horrible band that John is trying to get me to play. I mean, that wouldn't... No, lovely band. I'm sure they're good to some people. And they inspired Screwdrivers to ears, so, you know.
They did, yes. That's when it started all this. I sent you a message that said they had new music out. And...
I know. I know. And that's what I was waiting for, to be honest. That was what I was waiting for. But
I honestly do not have it.
There are small graces in this world, and that is one of them. That is one of them.
Can you hear my daughters?
I can hear a little bit of mumbling. Nothing too loud.
And now they're waving.
I mean, believe it or not, Bill, I can't hear them waving.
Yeah, my mic isn't that strong.
Oh dear. So what? Tell me. I mean, whilst you're here, let's have a catch up. What's going on with you've mentioned music from the 4012 and you've been doing that. We haven't caught up for a little while. What's new?
So, well, I kind of alluded to the fact that I'm at a different school now. Mm-hmm. After 19 years, I got a phone call from a different principal in the diocese, and she said our math science computer teacher just resigned. Are you interested in her job? And I went, maybe. And then I called my wife, who is the secretary of my new principal.
Oh, right.
I said, your boss just called and offered me a job. And she goes, you told her yes, right? So,
So you had a little in there.
well, the thing is, I have worked. I've done curriculum writing with my new boss in the past. I have worked side by side with her with Lego robotics. At I was
Okay.
helping out on Saturdays at the school that I now teach at. So now I'm doing it Wednesday through Saturday sometimes. But
Oh, it's
Lego
closer though, isn't
robotics,
it? Didn't you say it
yes,
was like
yes,
a million miles closer?
it's 10.3 miles from here to there, and my old school was 49 miles.
Jesus Christ.
So in a round trip, I'm doing like 21 miles, and I used to be doing 100.
That's
So
not
it's much
not
closer.
enjoyable. So
And
more time for build the scene or more time for family.
so that's what I thought was going to happen, but I've been every day but Monday. I'm there until at least 4 o'clock, doing something. On Tuesdays, I'm working with PJS, which is Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science.
Okay.
So I have students that are creating their own experiments and then creating a presentation to go along with it.
Oh, cool.
And then Wednesday through Friday, I'm working with robotics. The kids build a robot using Legos, and then they have to program it to complete missions. It's called First Lego League. It's pretty cool.
You did that last year as well, didn't you?
Yes. Except now I'm doing it a lot more.
I mean, getting paid to play with Lego isn't the worst job in the world.
No.
I wouldn't. I don't. I do envy you.
So where I thought I was going to gain more time, I just put more time back into what I was doing. But when I'm done, it's a 15-minute drive home instead of an hour drive home. So,
what's and anything new with Build the Scene though? New any excitement?
I'm going to be interviewing a band on Monday that is currently in Germany. They are Stone Senate. They are from Nashville, Tennessee. That will be live on XRP, but it'll be at like, what time is that? At 9 p.m. here is like, what, 2 or 3 a.m.?
Yeah, 3 a.m.
Yeah. So they're going to be in Germany chatting with me. We'll see if they're actually awake.
I was going to say, because they're 2 hours on us as well. So it's that's going to be like 5 a.m. in the morning to them.
They're touring. They've been in Slovakia, Germany. They're going to be in France, Spain, and I can't remember where else. But it's their first European tour. They kind of have like a heavier Skinnerd sound.
Okay.
So that's who I'll be interviewing. That is going to be episode 699. And then I just did episode 108 of 3 Questions and a Song, where I interviewed Sean Nestor. Sean is in a whole bunch of bands. He sings for Half Wheel, which we have featured.
Yes.
He sings in Homicide Black, we have also played. Scarlett O'Hara. Silk Nine, we've played them as well. I can't remember the name of our show. Friendly Fire.
Yes. It's been that long. It's been that long. And it does need to come back eventually. We've all just been so busy.
We could probably even get that place the video on Music from the 412. I'm sure I can make that happen. For those of you that don't know what Music from 412 is, it is basically 1980s MTV, except it is bands local to the Pittsburgh scene. It's videos, music videos, and we do have produced shows that are all based on bands here in Western Pennsylvania. It's 24/7. You can go to the website and watch it. We have on demand on the website as well. If you have a Roku device, you can search up Music from the 412, and the live feed is there as well as the on demand. You can go on Fire TV, except there you're going to want to look up 10band.tv, and we're part of their network on Fire TV because I have not figured out how to make my own app there yet. I figured out Roku.
How's that been? I've seen a few people do the Roku thing. How's that been received so far? Like, is it people flocking to it, or I don't want you to like turn around live on air, sorry, and go, yeah, it's not actually very good, but or anything. Sorry for the awkward question.
Well, like, do you have a Roku or
I don't.
a device similar? Okay. So I actually do not have cable television at my house anymore.
Okay.
We have Rokus and Fire TV sticks on all our TVs.
Oh yeah, I've got Apple TVs on everything.
Yeah, same idea. And I like Roku more than I do Fire TV. But I mean, they're so similar. Like, if I didn't have a Roku, I would use the Fire TV. But like, we have Roku in this room. My daughters have a Roku in their room, and then there's a Fire TV in our bedroom. And Aiden doesn't watch TV. He watches YouTube. That's his thing. Which is, why streaming is really becoming a thing now. Is, the younger generation, they watch YouTube.
Yeah.
And TikTok and whatever else.
They seem quick to flock to fatty ads, though. This is the issue. Like, there are the big ones and that, but there's been so many times where I've seen like a new app pop up for something, and it seems to be like the next big thing. So I'm thinking, okay, we best get a presence over there, and I was wasted a fuck ton of effort for a thing that like millions and millions of kids flock to for a week.
Listen, I still do not have a TikTok.
I don't still. I think an XRP one exists. I don't think there's ever been any content posted to it.
And then we have the I hesitate to bring it up, but Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, seems to be kind of burning out.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got the musketeers, as it were, loyal. Like, there will be this weird Klingon moment where all the people that seem to have this weird obsession with Elon Musk and everything that him touching being amazing, will hang on there, and there is still. It's a bit like when people very, very first started trying to jump off Facebook, being like, I'm closing my Facebook account for this, that, and the other because of the way it is and whatever, and it never lasts long, and they all come back because they realised that Facebook had got the monopoly on people,
Yes,
more than anything. And so there'll always be that group of people that will cling on to X, and as it's open source anyway, it can't really die, it can't really go away, even if Elon Musk closed it down as a company. There'll be a group of people that just take the open source and redevelop it themselves. But what I will say is I find it very odd the other day. Like, I went on there just to kind of have a look around, see what's going, click on some hashtags, see what's changed there, try and figure out what Musk is doing. And like, there was just straight up porn on there, like uncensored, straight porn.
That'll tell you how often I go there, because I didn't even know that was happening.
Yeah, there is, and like, not a small amount of it either. Like, it was hard to be on it for more than kind of 10 minutes of time without coming across literal hardcore porn. Which just, like, what happened there?
It's mental note to make sure my kids don't have Twitter accounts.
Oh yeah, there's some things that are astonishing. To be fair, don't please tell me that your kids have not been or go on Roblox.
I listen. I tell my children, like my personal children, and my students all the time not to go to Roblox.
Man, that is. I was on there for about 10 minutes before some unsalubrious person, thinking that I was much younger than I am, tried to say things that people of that age should not hear. Is the easiest way to put it. Because the kid I wanted me to play it with him, and I was like, I had to turn around to Kat and be like, "Look at this! You need to get him off this rapid. This is not good." Yeah, scary stuff. The internet's becoming horrifically uncontrolled. It's like that Timo though. That Timu's been in the internet over here for because there was no regulation control. So there's like 8-year-olds buying machetes and stuff off it.
Oh, yikes!
Yep. Yeah, crazy. Absolutely zero age restriction regulations. So yeah, like selling lead pellet airsoft rifles to school kids that are going out on a rampage because school kids have apparently gone nuts in the UK recently.
I'm going to say something that I hesitate to say, but that time during the pandemic where everybody was stuck in their houses and you weren't able to have face-to-face conversations, that has really, really done a number on humanity, whether people want to admit it or not, because there are things that kids haven't learned that they should have at a younger age about how to interact with people. And a lot of people, it reversed what they did learn about how to interact with people.
Well, I mean, you've changed everyone's aspect of humanity to. I mean, yes, we had the massive benefit of social network being in there, so we weren't all completely isolated, and we could check on friends and family. But that image of our friends and family is only what they wish to portray us to see. It's an over dramatized situation, and also people are more brave with how they're talking to people because they're behind a keyboard, not face to face. That's all happened, and then they've walked out into humanity and think, "Oh, I've been acting like this for the past 2.5 years almost, so there's no point, let's continue." And yeah, it's the weirdly though, for us, I'm pretty sure you was similar. In fact, we did probably more work together, me and you, over the pandemic period than we did at any other time because we were able to do such. I think the pandemic could and should have been so much better for music than it was, because so much good stuff and so much community came together over music whilst people wait. You saw those. There was a great video out there of guys in Italy, and they've all gone out onto their balconies and they're all playing instruments from like the window. Fantastic. It was a sense of a community in the creative world really kind of came together. I'd say the rest of the world, and especially the younger world, kind of exploded in an angry mob violence. But
on Music from 412, both on the website and on the Roku on demand, we have a series from Pittsburgh that was called SOS 2020 PGH, which was the bands trying to raise money to keep the venues open once it was okay to go out again. And there were 8 concerts held, and you can actually watch all those concerts through on demand now. And you can still purchase the song, and that money goes to Neva. I agree. There was definitely, I expected more music to come out of it than did. And again, that could be a mental health thing, which is, mental health took a hit during the pandemic.
Oh, definitely. Focusing on the creatives, we tend to be definitely on the more sociable side, if not uh, on various spectrums in some way, shape, or form. If we're being entirely honest, I always say this: there's never been a DJ on XRP that hasn't had something wrong with them in the head, either epileptic or got Parkinson's or depression or something. And creativity tends to lean towards that. So when you isolate people, and again with this dramatic outlook on life that we're being force fed through social media, I know a lot of people find it very difficult. And ironically, we had a lot of lockdown-based anger tunes that came out of stuff. But, like, some sensible things that I never understood, and I wasn't, unfortunately, in the position to push them myself. But, like, I'm surprised that there was... You saw, like, TV didn't stop running. That you'd have your game shows and they'd have plastic screens between all the people, but the game shows were still on. The soap operas still ran. There'd be few less cast on the screen, and they'd take their precautions. So it was beyond me when so many artists were streaming from their bedrooms that venues didn't set up a live stream, no audience, live streaming from the venue, using all the gear, using all the equipment, put a payment gateway in front of it, and you're delivering live music to people's.
So that's what the SOS series was.
I mean, that's what I mean. Why did not more people?
Right.
Like, why wasn't this a standard? So many venues were going, oh, we can't make any money, and it's like, well, you could actually. You've got a lot of potential here.
Well, that's the venue that was used for SOS is it's called the Next Door Cafe. It is attached to In Stuff Music, which is on the outskirts of Pittsburgh. It's a family owned music store.
Okay.
That actually a whole lot of musicians that I know in the scene work at In Stuff Music.
Okay, that's awesome.
But so, of course they jumped on board because, they're trying to support the scene as well because, the scene supported them. But they had just finished completing the Next Door Cafe when the pandemic shut everything down. So they had a brand new venue and no one to put in it.
That is the worst. I mean, yeah, like, there's too many people that just kind of let go a bit more than they should have over the pandemic, and it could have been such a positive thing, because you did see a lot more. There was a lot more community. I mean, radio, from our point of view, I think you'd agree, radio was fantastic because people were at home, so they could listen to it and they enjoyed it, and they that community built massively. And I sometimes I feel like I shot XRP in the foot, because as soon as people were kind of allowed to go back out and venues were opening, I was massively encouraging. Like, I literally said, don't listen to XRP. Don't say sorry because you've gone to a gig. Go out, go to the gigs, have fun, whatever. And I think everybody in the independent movement pushed that. So as soon as the pandemic finished, all the positive stuff that did happen through it, and there was positive stuff, we can't deny it. I can't deny that XRP as a whole benefited through the pandemic massively. It did. Can't deny it. But it was so instantly forgot about. I think we should. Sorry, carry on.
So as far as what I do, I didn't do any video at all before the pandemic, and now I'm using StreamYard. I'm creating and editing shows for Music from the 412. I didn't do any of that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was you that introduced us to StreamYard. Literally.
Hi, Bondo.
Oh. We've got a quiet box. Don't worry. What happened, Bondo?
We started talking for an hour.
Yeah. It's mainly because we went live on StreamYard. I haven't got the audio set up properly for music, so we decided to rant about the industry for an hour. It is actually an hour.
Yeah.
An hour and 3 minutes. Awesome. And to be honest, this is some parts of this will be great media. I'm going to have to go back to this and cut out little snippets of the conversation because it's going to be fantastic marketing material. However, it is difficult for the majority of people to listen to an hour's talk show.
Maybe we should play a song
Go on.
or two or 3.
Yes, we're gonna have a little break. I think. Actually, I need to make a drink as well, so I do need to go. And let's have some music from Bondo. Right, leaders. I'll show you this actually because we were talking cool vinyls. This is one of Bondo's many bands. Not that. That one. And these are some of the swankiest vinyls that I have ever had the pleasure to purchase. From the Ministry of Science, we've got this on. It came out. It's a natural vinyl.
Is it orange?
It is orange.
That's really cool.
It gets somewhat better. We've got pure white. And this, I've never had one of these before. And it doesn't look cool, but it's somewhat special. It's a hand lathe cut vinyl. So it's about twice the thickness. It's only printed on one side, so that's just a clean...
I believe that's what I mentioned. Least of All Records earlier.
Yeah,
I believe that's what they're doing is hand cutting it.
That's cool. They're really weird to fit because they've got a very straight edge because they've not been pressed as well. So yeah, unfortunately, I haven't got the vinyl thing set up right now because I wasn't expecting to be using it. However, I will play that.
You should mention why you have all those vinyls, since I'm pretty sure I have an idea of what your plan was just from lurking and not responding.
we've done it. We have tested it a few times and it does work. The only reason why we're not doing it right at the moment is because I bought a table for the vinyl deck. And it was very cheap, and it wobbles the fuck when the vinyl's spinning, which isn't great. And I already need a new needle as well. But yeah, we are playing vinyls live on air now, which is fun. I'm gonna get a little vinyl cam set up as well, so people can see it spinning. But yeah, we've already got quite the collection actually going, which has been a lovely. I mean, that's where we're at currently. So we've had a nice selection sent in. We've got some Glenn Foster Group, Grave Huffer, Sarah Birch Music, Donkey, Ministry of Science, which we're going to play now, but in an MP3 format because I haven't set it up yet. And of course, we got a little Mishappenings 7-inch as well. So, high audio quality vape shop. But what I was going to do is play some Ministry. I am so not prepared today. Have you noticed, Bill? It's weird because I know
I have Mixcloud over my shoulder. I don't know what's taking you, or Mixcloud. I have Mix over my shoulder. I don't know what's taking you so long.
That's not live, even though I thought you were being cool and it was.
Yeah, definitely not. That's not even, the laptop's not even in this room.
Tell you what though, there is a thing on like what I'd run a little random conversation on who's going to be on the playlist behind me this month.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. See, sometimes I can be quite fun. Let's have Whaleforth from the Ministry of Science whilst I go and make a drink, and me and Bill try and figure out how to not blather on for quite as long. We were talking that long, my speakers had self-powered off. Right, grabbing a drink, I'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, this is the bit about live streaming as a radio DJ. I don't like when you just sit in there and the track's playing. And you just have to like... Or you see those people like the reviewing music on some live stream on Facebook. And you see them sitting there like... And it's like, that's a bit weird, mate. I want to see you just wriggle in your chair for 5 minutes.
I'm gonna send you a couple tracks.
Do it.
Behind the chair on the... Maybe I'm going to send them to take them forever.
I may not be going tonight.
Okay.
I don't think Bray's going to be able to go. She's extremely uncomfortable with fucking balls. She's feeling like a...
It is taking them forever to upload to Google.
I keep getting loading errors on Google, to be fair.
There we go. I've been having trouble with Dropbox lately. It's taking forever for me to upload. To the point, like, we store copies of the live shows that we do on Dropbox so that Rocky can access them for Music from the 412. And I'll start the upload and go to bed, and when I wake up in the morning, it's still not done.
I know. I'm sure they're moving their... Maybe it's not Dropbox. I know some storage, or is it WeTransfer, are moving their storage servers. But I wouldn't be surprised if WeTransfer and Dropbox are using, or similar companies are using a similar server, and there's a similar reason why they're moving and why everything is slow.
Well, we're using Cloudflare a lot now. And we actually had a downtime on Music from 412 because Cloudflare's main area lost power, and they didn't realize how much everything else they had relied on that main bank of servers.
Oh.
Yeah. And then we purchased, then he purchased an account with Cloudflare after that happened.
Yeah. Shit. Oh, I just breathed in like dry cracker.
Oh. I sent the email. You're talking, so I know you're not dying.
Yeah, I'm okay. You've sent the email. I have not received the email.
Sent you 3 Christmas songs and 2 other songs.
Oh, I hate you so much. Why would you do that? It hasn't turned up yet, but... there we go. That's funny. Your subject just says... your the first few lines. No subject. Facebook icon. Twitter icon. William Damiano. Owner. Mail icon.
I was looking for... Let me look through. I was looking for stuff, newer stuff, but I've thrown it all into My main folders.
So when you do 3 questions in a song live, what do you do in the song?
You mean how do I get around the fact that I can't play it?
Yeah.
I play a video when the song is supposed to play. So like it'll be a music from 412 advertiser or concert calendar video or
Oh.
so like same thing with PA Rock Show. I've been doing it live on the radio and through StreamYard at the same time. And when the music is playing in between the interview segments, I've created a video ahead of time that's almost exactly the same length as the song. And some days I'm better at making it work than others. I had to figure out. So in StreamYard, I had to use. Hold on. I had to set my speakers to a cable input from VB Audio. And then in Mix, I have to tell it that my auxiliary is that VB Audio input. And then my mic will work in both of them. But like if I don't hit the headphone monitor and Mix, I can't hear what's going on in stream. But I had to do it that way for them to both hear what's going on in StreamYard.
Mine's semi-similar. I've got StreamYard set solo into. I've got it on a mic input, so I've got it on trigger buttons on a control surface. Yeah, then to hear you, I have to have the headphones button on mic 2 enabled. And then for them to hear you on the radio, I've got the 2 talk buttons for my mic and your mic separately. Going back into StreamYard is an absolute head fuck. So what I try to do is I have the booth output from Mix. That channel only plays music. It won't pick up the vocals, so it's not going to double back to you. So I'll have the booth output set to Black Hole, which is a virtual audio cable. But then, so you can also hear my mic without it doubling up. Use an aggregate sound card, so I aggregate that virtual cable with my live audio interface. But now that's got another step in front of it now, because my interface is literally just a 2-channel input for my mixing desk that I then run everything else through, and then the feedback and everything. But the chance for it to just give you a million different feedback loops at any opportunity is horrific. And also, for some reason, the desk, it's got its own built-in USB audio codec. But if more than one thing uses it, it does that kind of over audio buffer skippy sound. Otherwise, I just run everything direct from the USB audio codec, because it's good actually. But this is the awkward thing with StreamYard actually. So this has got separate channels through the audio interface, so I can like pick track 1 on my desk to be one mic on Mix, for instance. But StreamYard, you either use it or you don't use it. You can't pick channels. That's right. So aggravating. Everything could be resolved if you could pick your channels.
What did I send you? Perishables.
Right.
Wait.
You're taking the piss to download. Ah, there we go. Right, what have you sent me?
Hey, so Chip and the Charge Ups is a Christmas song. It's Pittsburgh Christmas song. Corners of Sanctuary is a metal Christmas song.
You do know I'm going to absolutely Grinch the fuck out of this, don't you?
The Perishables is just I would call it a rock track. Oh Holy Night is a very pretty version of Oh Holy Night by Amber Alexis. It's an old track, probably from like 2000 something, like 2001, 2002. Medusa's Disco is a track I just got maybe 2 weeks ago. It's a rock track.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, let's get one of the Christmas tracks out of the way first, because I know I'm going to be miserable. Which one sounds the least horrific to me?
Um,
I'm not. I know Oh Holy Night. I'm not.
that one is a traditional Christmas song.
Yeah, I think we might be doing chipping the charge ups, because I know I like them anyway, so they might redeem Christmas for me. I really dislike Christmas, and the thing I dislike most about Christmas is Christmas music. So
Let me see what else I can send your way then.
I just hate Christmas. I'm sorry, I just don't like it. In a former life, I was that much of a Grinch about Christmas. I almost starved myself to death because I refused to go into the only supermarket that was near me because it blasted Christmas music 24/7.
That's a little extreme.
Mate, it does my head in. Give me a headache.
I haven't downloaded it, but
But-
I have a new song from him.
Yeah, I ended up getting used to playing it because, fuck, half our submissions now are Christmas based. I literally can't do a new submission show without playing Christmas music.
It's hard to scroll through here and find something that's new. I can come up with a better system.
Oh, shit, I put food in my mouth. Well, I put food in my mouth just right.
Are we live right now
Yeah,
on the radio?
on everywhere.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So I sent Tizz Christmas music, and he's ranting about it.
I'm
And
going
he's
to
gonna
allow
play
it.
anyway.
It's no surprise to most people that I despise Christmas. I just don't like it. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not going to be too grinchy. I was worse in my life than I am now. I have redeemed the fact that I am forced to play a certain selection of Christmas music every year. And my audience, my listeners, enjoy how miserable it makes me, to be fair. So it's a win-lose situation for me. However, I will say that if at any point someone comes out with Christmas music that slightly redeems Christmas for me, I'm happy to bow my head. I'm not just stubbornly being anti-Christmas music. It's like Die Hard. No, Die Hard is a Christmas film. I can watch that. You know, because it's a Christmas film.
Hey Tizz, how do you feel about metalcore? Because I have a metalcore song.
It depends.
From-
It depends how, like, it's all on the vocals, really. You know what? Most metal music, instrumentally, I really, 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 really enjoy. When the vocals get too witchy and wizardy for me, as it were. I like shouty, I like screamy, I don't like... Sounds like someone tuning a radio in. I don't like that kind. Or when they're purposely trying to sound like... You know the ones that sound like goblins?
Yes.
I can't even recreate that one. No, I can't deal with that. Like, But a good Viking shouty one. Happy Days.
Let me think.
And I'll always stand back and go, you know what? That drummer's an absolute beast. Carry on. I think for everyone in the world, there's a band in every genre that they would probably like. It's just trying to find that one band. I never used to like hip hop. I liked certain rap music, but old school kind of West Coast hip hop, never really liked. Until I started hearing some of that same kind of vein of stuff that the likes of Immortal Technique were doing. And I'm like, oh my God, I actually do like this. It's just all those other ones with chatting absolute wobble. But yeah, send me a metalcore track. I'm gonna give this Chip and the Charge Up's Christmas track a go though.
All right, so I'm gonna send you a metalcore track, and then I'm gonna send you some Neverwake too.
Neverwake.
Neverwake. They are a regional band from this area. Okay. They've done some touring. I recently saw them for the first time, and they have to do a show called the now of course I'm gonna forget. It's something Walker Ball. I was there too, but it's a benefit. It's a benefit, and they raise money for the local children's hospital. So it's
cool.
But
that's cool.
I'm going to send you their song, and I'm going to send you a song by Starlight Grey, which is the metalcore band.
I would say Neverwake does sound like the new game for the PS5 out now.
Yeah,
Neverwake. Anyway, yeah, okay. I'm gonna play a Christmas song. You're gonna see me get moody, or you never know. You never. No, let's go into this without any bias. Share right. Black and Gold Christmas. I mean, has it got Jingle Bells in it?
No.
Oh,
well,
don't lull me into a false sense of security. If it's got fucking Jingle Bells in it, I need to know in advance so I can prepare myself.
Like, do you mean like part of the song Jingle Bells, or actual bells?
Actual bells.
Man, I don't remember if there's any in the background.
Has it got that annoying sleigh bells just that they do through? Just why is that through every Christmas song?
You should just press play.
Okay, sorry. Okay, that doesn't sound too Christmassy yet. Oh, there it is! Fucking sleigh bells! I knew it. You know what? Okay, musically, okay, but they actually say Christmas.
Oh. Well, the title is Black and Gold Christmas.
You don't always have to have the lyrics in your titles, mate. It's just... like, you know what?
Now you have to play Helios. Do you see the chat?
The what?
Helios.
Okay.
I'm sending you a Helios track as well, because Wando knows somebody from them.
Oh, sweet. Cool. Didn't have the chat. I've been so ignorant to everything. What was I going to say? You know what? Christmas music is the perfect and possibly the only true perfect use for AI, because it's so formula. Like, it honestly, this is one of my problems with it. If you give me a title and a style of music, so if you turn around to me and went, write a song called Black and Gold Christmas in a slightly kind of somewhat punky rock sound, yeah, and just say, write 100 songs like that, one of them would be this song.
So the thing about this song is there are actually like the backing vocals are from different bands. Like Doug Carnahan from After the Fall was singing on it. Shar Fields, who does like jazz in the Pittsburgh area, is singing on it. Can't remember who else, but there's Jen from A Common Crown.
I mean, okay, that's cool. Oh. I'm not happy about it. I can't fault it. That the fact that there's all different singers on it, that's a cool thing. It's recorded correctly, but it is my age-old problem with Christmas music. Like I've had people turn around and go, "I think I've made a Christmas song for you that you're going to enjoy," and it's like a negative Christmas song or a funny, like, you know, oh, Santa coming down your chimney kind of innuendo, stupid kind of track, and it's like
this one's about talking about old Pittsburgh landmarks.
I mean, it's just my problem with all Christmas music is give me a vague direction, or give most musicians a vague direction and a genre, and tell them to keep writing that song. Eventually, they're going to come up with all of the songs that have been ever made. They're so formulaic. Like, you know, sleigh bells. Oh, there was a sleigh bell. The little ting-ting of glockenspiel at the end. They had a little ding, 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 ding. Like, it's just in all the music. It's like, there should only be one Christmas song in each genre. Done. Done. Finished. That's it. There is no need for any of the other music because it's all the same.
I don't even know. Are we? Is there music still playing, or are we actually talking?
No, that was me actually talking live on the radio.
Okay.
About.
I have no idea, because usually, you know, when we're doing friendly fire, you do the.
Oh yeah, right. Well, I mean that's mainly because.
Yeah.
If we don't, like, if we don't, like, we carry on talking and. It's kind of easy to enter it or notice that you've kind of gone a bit live, or, you know, when Jana and Kat are in the room, they're very loud, very, very loud. And I remember in the very early friendly fires that we did, it was getting to the point where I'm like waving at them like this. We're going live now. Hence the Finger of Doom came out, but we've been I mean, this is a unique show at the end of the day. Whatever's happened here was unplanned, and I don't think either of us knew or had. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to drink some squash while you speak.
All right, so here's what you should do.
Okay.
Out of the tracks I just sent you, you should play Starlight Gray. And you should play Helios, since Bondo says that one of the guitarists from, I don't know which one of Bondo's acts, but is from Pittsburgh and played in Helios. And you should also play Corners of Sanctuary's metal Christmas song, Get on the List.
Is that
Those
let's
are
just
all
do that in that order?
You have some metal, some metalcore, and some hard rock metal-ish Christmas.
We like it when XRP goes metal. You're a bad influence on us, tell you. Right, go on then. We'll do it in that order. Starlight Grey revision. At least it's not Christmas.
I'm gonna press place it.
Sorry.
Back to when we went live.
Sorry. You cut the whole start of your sentence there. Cut out. All I heard was back to when I went live.
I said I pressed play on the radio station, and it went all the way back to when we picked live on.
Yeah. Jeff Loy? Do you know Jeff Loy? Is he the one?
I know of him.
You know of him. It's the correct Jeff Loy then. I had it's a problem that we had when we were running the studio ages ago, actually. But like bands in Chatboxes all setting up to meet each other, thinking they're one band, and then they end up being from Birmingham, Alabama, and it's a completely different band with the same name.
I can't listen to that and talk to you.
It's difficult. What was I going to say? Do you feel, serious question, that heavier, more metally music is becoming a lot less bassy? I'm expecting this, like, it's great, the musicianship's fantastic, don't get me wrong, the production's hot, but I'm listening to this through some KRK 6s, and I'm expecting it to be punching me in the chest, and it isn't. And I've noticed this a lot recently. The heavier bands are going for a more kind of MIDI mix, which it sounds good. Just I like bassy music.
So this band in particular, I just interviewed them. Their bass player is leaving, and on the air they said to me, "We are looking for another bass player, but we do use tracks, which they don't make any. They don't try and hide that. And they're like, and we can still play live because we have his stuff recorded. We'll just, we played a quick track." It's like, okay. I have seen them live, and
where do you draw in the line with that, though? Like, how many members leave before you call it a day? You just turn up and it's just the guitarist on stage. So
their bass player, their initial bass player was a friend who told them right from the get-go, look, I'm going to help you guys get started, but I'm not going to, this isn't my thing. Yeah. And then the second bass player, the one who's leaving now, was the same thing. It was, look, once you guys start getting somewhere, I'm going to have to bail because, this isn't going to be my life. But I feel like you could make it to some bigger things.
What an awkward situation to be in. A revision from a Starlight Grey here on XRP Radio. Said to you, the production is hot. The musician, the drummer is an absolute beast. That's undeniable. With music like that, the drums are kind of somewhat more integral than any other style of music, other than probably jazz. And there's some impressive stamina to take that to the stage for sure. I'm missing bass. I said it. I'm missing bass in metal and post-hardcore and heavier music these days. I don't think there's enough of it. I want it to be turned up much more.
Speaking of metal, I saw today, and I didn't click on it, but I can't remember if it was Blabbermouth or some website like that had a headline that the Tool was at the Kiss concert last night, which aren't really the same genre, but I could see how they may have been influenced by Kiss. I mean,
maybe. It's hard to say, for anyone to say. I mean, fuck's sake, I don't like Kiss, and I've been influenced by Kiss, so I don't know. It would certainly be interesting.
But anyway, that's to see another well-known band supporting a well-known band.
Yeah.
You know, that's we were talking about earlier about, you know, bands coming, playing their 40 minutes and leaving.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice to see when bands come and support each other and stick around. And my favorite thing in the music scene all the time is when one local band calls someone up from another local band and says, "Hey, come up here and play a song with us."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely love that.
Yeah, that's excellent.
I even love it more when the song they play is an original and that member knows how to play it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that is undeniably cool. I mean, you tend to get that more in the what I hate. What I want a better word to use, but I keep coming up with the incestuous music scene in certain places where everyone's in each other's bands. So you just so happen to know half of the town's music off by heart, especially for drummers and bassists.
Yeah. Matt Ferranti, who plays drums in After the Fall, Common Crown, Slant Six, the Borstal Boys, Soak 9. I'm forgetting. I know I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
He plays bands and he plays in Villain. He plays in Super Monkey.
I still don't think he can
anyway.
top. I don't think he can top Craig though. Still don't think he can top Craig. Because Craig's not only in about 15 different bands, but he's every single member of all of those 15 different bands.
But where I was going with that is I one time saw Matt get up with Doppler Effect. Doppler Effect is a southern rock, country-ish band. Matt usually plays in heavier hard rock and metal kind of bands. And I had asked Doppler Effect to play a show for me, and their drummer had passed away. And they showed up, and Matt showed up and played their originals and had not rehearsed with them at all.
That's awesome.
And that's who Matt is. He knows what's going on in the scene, and he plays in so many bands and knows so many people that, you know, he can do that.
Right, what did you bring me next? Helios.
So this band, Bondo mentioned the guitar player played it in. Did you pronounce that Cleanser?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there, I wish I could remember his first name. Tim Imar, who, if you Google that name, he is definitely a vocalist that people that are metal fans will know, not just from Pittsburgh. He was the lead singer here on Helios, but he recently passed away. So we threw that one in there because Bondo was like, "Hey, my guitarist is from Pittsburgh. He plays in Helios," and I'm like, "I have that."
There we go. We do like a coinky dink here on XRP. Here we go. I didn't even. This is how our format is. I didn't even say what the track was called.
Hellbender. So this is more like classic 80s metal.
Yeah.
I can kind of hear it there. That's so weird.
I think this is just picking up what you're getting through the microphone, I think. Unless... Oh no, that should make you hear music. That doesn't make you hear music, does it?
I hear it.
Ah. Why does that oh.
Hey, Aiden, please go turn the oven on 400. Thank you.
I think I just need to get Mix to pick up my other interface. To be fair, as you're a StreamYard veteran and you have not bad ears, it would probably be useful to me if I could borrow you for like 10 minutes just to sit there one day while I make sure everything sounds good. And then I'm going to take a photo of everything so I can never forget it.
I just refreshed the chat room and everything disappeared in it.
Yeah, that happens. With it kept kind of getting our website's fucked, mate. That's why we're getting a new one. Is the simple? I was going to explain it. We had to make it refresh itself because it was caching weird on people's browsers, and then just getting stuck. So people would end up getting stuck in like parallel chat boxes. So you'd have 5 people in one and 2 people in another for some weird reason. So now it just kind of reboots itself every so often to stop that from ever happening. The whole site is just built on patches at the moment. It's patch on patch on patch. But I mean, realistically, the original framework for it is like 15 years old, maybe? When did we release it? 2015, I think. So yeah, 12 years old. 8 years. Why can't I count today? This is how tired I am. You're only 8 years. Feels like it should be longer than 8 years.
That almost went bad. I went to type anyone home, and the M didn't show up.
I need to stop ignoring it. I find it so hard to like type and interact with the chat box if I've got a guest in or anything. If it's Kat, because she's my regular co-host, she's usually covering. She'll notice when I'm typing or like distracted or whatever, and it's fine. But
That's I when I'm doing my show now, because I'm doing it both the live video and on the radio, I'm constantly forgetting to click buttons, and I have
that was the end of that track. Hold up. Hellbender Helios here on XRP Radio. You know what? Good point for what we're talking about though. DJing, doing what I started doing 17 years ago, has become way more complicated these days. And yes. Everyone trying to keep up with technology and the times. Like, it used to just be you logged into uBroadcast or Stickam or what those weird streaming sites that you had back in the day. Whatever Periscope used to be. And you just logged into that and you literally played tracks from iTunes direct into your streamer. And that was it. And you had fun. And now, like, we've got like 4 different pieces of software running, plus a couple of VSTs just to run this show.
Yeah, that's like I was telling you when I'm doing Build a Scene. I have Mix Up, I have StreamYard up, something going on this other monitor that's not on right now. Usually it's the band's website, so I can come up with questions while I'm on the fly because I'm terrible at prepping ahead of time.
I know. And the crazy thing, right, sometimes we had one really hilarious email actually that Andrew, for God's sake, turned into a song because it was that hilarious, and a guy telling, the audio quality wasn't that good. For a radio station, you should certainly aspire to achieve better. And at first, we took it as a little bit of a hit, and then we realised, like, we're not the BBC, like, they one of those DJs has got 8 people behind them running a million other things.
Yeah.
We're sitting here trying to keep an eye on tweets or people trying to contact us on social media whilst we're live. In XRP's case, keep an eye on our live chat box whilst doing everything else. We're queuing up all our jingles, all our tracks on the fly as we are. Our requests are literally you say them, then we've got to go and find, download, or queue up the track whilst we're trying to hold a conversation with you all. It's ADHD heaven, to be honest.
I've been saying this for years that I should I either need to get a producer for my show or I need to find a host because I can do the producing part way better than I do the hosting part.
I think it's just a buttons person. Like if it was someone's job just to concentrate on unmuting and muting the right mics at the right time,
yes,
we would be absolutely fine. Absolutely fine, because there's not much else. That's the one thing that goes wrong, dead air, and the one reason why you've got dead air is either you walked out to the room to get a drink at the wrong time, you got caught short, or you forgot your mic buttons. That is the only reason for it.
So the last 3 PA Rock shows, if everything goes right while I'm live, the podcast and radio show is already done when I'm finished, because you press record on mix and it records everything. But it doesn't always work because sometimes I forget to press the button that makes the guests go through the auxiliary input into mix. So the people in StreamYard are hearing the guest, but the people listening to the radio don't. And it doesn't end up in my recording. And
my worst one is getting like way too carried away with the guest on StreamYard, and you're talking away and you can hear and people can hear you on there, and literally just forgetting to for like 10 minutes to unmute it on mix.
One time I turned the guest on and didn't turn my mic on, so they were hearing the answers to the questions that they couldn't hear me ask.
I've had a good few one-sided conversations with myself, actually, just with having Cat on air, because I've just the one annoying thing about Mix is a control surface. You can't link 2 actions to one button, so I have to have 2 buttons for mics. Now, say I've had a few weeks where Cat's been ill or been busy at work. I'm used to just pressing one button over and over again. So when she's come back, I got to retrain that muscle memory of pressing 2 buttons instead of 1 every time I reach over. So quite. And the funniest ones are when like it makes me look like an asshole because they're just getting like one side of a domestic live on air. So they don't understand that Cat's been winding me the fuck up for about an hour. They're just hearing me be like, "Shut up! What are you on about?" and being a really horrible bastard. And when she's actually just like told me to, I don't know, put my testicles in acid or something. I don't know where that came from, and I apologise for that imagery. So yeah, to all those out there, we've gone through some topics here: the struggles of modern DJing, Spotify's new stuff. Why would anyone want to be? Oh, AI, yes. Why would anyone want to become a rock star? And what we should have done, because there's some great discussion, is pre-planned it all, had it all cut out into nice little segments. Now, both of us are going to be sitting
all over the place.
It's not just that. Both of us are going to come out of this hoping that the other one cuts out some stuff out, because there's some really good stuff in it. And what we're probably going to do is get to the point where in 2 years' time, you're going to turn around to me and go, "We need some space on StreamYard, and we haven't done anything with this 2-hour-long show. Should we delete it?" Nothing in it's relevant anymore anyway. Spotify doesn't exist. AI's took over the world.
StreamYard only holds 50 hours, and it's set to auto-delete. Like anything that's over 50, it just deletes the oldest thing.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's good. That's good to know.
How about I need to...
There's another track.
Yeah. Why don't we play that Corners of Sanctuary Christmas song called Get on the List. They are from the eastern side of Pennsylvania. Mick, the guitarist, Mick Michaels, has his own... I believe he has 2 podcasts called The Cosmic Voice and The Cosmic... Oh, I can't remember the other one. Cosmic Voice and Cosmic... View, I think, is the other one.
Okay.
And they put out Christmas songs every year. They put out Christmas albums, metal Christmas albums. I think they're on number 12 this year. And for those of you not watching the video, Tizz is having a reaction to every time I say the word Christmas.
You know what? Like, I understand jumping on the Christmas song bandwagon is financially and economically it's a sensible thing for a band to do. It's a good marketing thing. Okay, I'll give you that, right? And I'll give you, you know, it's like I don't like country music, so you'd get the same, somewhat of the same reaction out of me in the same way. Like all of us, apart from Jana, react to certain tracks that I'm not gonna.
Listen, I don't mind those in small amounts. Like I couldn't listen to an hour's worth of that, the industrial metal, but like if it's one track here and there, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but that, I mean, the biggest point there is you said you were okay with it.
So the nice thing about industrial metal is that it tends to be the songs tend to be shorter as well. So they're nice as a production thing when you're putting a show together and you're trying to hit an hour mark and you have 2 minutes that you need to fill. Industrial metal fits perfectly in there.
True. I'll give you that. And you know, if you're doing live radio and you hate the person who's got a show after you, it's a good way to get people to leave. No, that's mean. Don't do that. Don't do that, anyone.
Here, do me a favor. Play 2 tracks. Play Corners
two
of Sanctuary. Get on the list and play Medusa's Disco Blood and Honey.
I'm gonna do that as you asked so nicely.
That'll give me time to go get dinner started.
You don't have. I mean, I know this was off the cuff. You aren't committed to being here, but then again,
I'm having fun. But I do. My kids do have a concert tonight that I have to get them to, so that's why I'm gonna go get that started.
That's fine. There's only 38 minutes of the show, so you're not staying any longer than that anyway.
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
Happy days. There we go then. Corners of Sanctuary. Get on the list. Get on the list, for fuck's sake. Okay. Enjoy dinner preparation whilst I have to look like an idiot. Yeah, this is the awkward moment where I'm playing tracks. Bill's just gone off and he's making dinner or something for people. And I haven't got the link set up to get you good audio, so I'm going to do this instead. Impressive timing. Sorry?
Is that the end of it? Which
about 40 seconds.
that would have went better on this end if my son would have turned the oven on like I asked him to.
Nice.
So in a few minutes, I'm going to have to go back out and hope that it is heated up. And
the important question that I know listeners worldwide will want to know is what's for dinner.
Well, it was going to be tater tots and chicken strips, but now it's going to be pierogies and chicken strips because tater tots take like 32 minutes, which would have just got us under the line if the oven was on.
Well, that was Blood and Honey from Medusa's Disco. Bill's got his oven on now, so it's all okay. Before that was Get on the List from Corners of Sanctuary. You know what? Because I was kind of more concerned with trying not to look like too much of a pillock whilst just sitting here with music on, when realising that, unlike normal, I am literally just sitting here in moderate silence to everybody else when someone else isn't here. Because I haven't got my music routed correctly today. So the Get on the List Corners for Sanctuary did not horrify me. I wasn't sitting there going, "Oh no, Christmas!" I don't know whether I was just ignorant to its Christmas vibes.
Well, I mean, they're there. It's about being on Santa's good list.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it's a metal song.
Yeah. Just usually, if Christmas music is playing, like there's a shiver runs down my face. I feel awkward. I'm not going to go as far as to say I was happy about the situation I was in, but I didn't hate it. So that's a step in the right direction, at least.
I'm trying to remember what else I sent you. Let's see. The Perishables, Waves on the Ocean.
I don't know why. I just like the names that you've given me. Tell me about them.
So I don't know a lot about them.
The first time that I actually ask you that question is the one band that you haven't got anything to say about.
So, Perishable, Perish is the last name of I believe the singer. They are a two-piece, although you will not be able to tell when you play it. Mm-hmm. The other one I would ask you to play now is Never Wake.
Okay.
They're not really similar genre wise, but
You've
well,
just coined a
that's
term
not-
that we need to use for genre wise. Anyway,
that's not 100% true either. The Perishables play metal, they play rock, they play punk. You know, they on their new album. There are so many different. There's like, I don't know, 13 or 14 tracks, and every track is a different genre.
I like that.
And then Neverwake, as I was telling you, on video, but not on the radio side, they are a hard rock and metal outfit from Pittsburgh that have toured. And they do a show that I still didn't look up. It's man, I'm gonna look it up while you're playing it so I can say what it's called. It's something Sleepwalker's Ball. That's it, Sleepwalker Ball.
Okay,
They do it at Halloween time, and they raise money for the local children's hospital, which for me is a very, very cool thing to do.
Wicked. So should we just do both of those so you've got time to do your important job?
Yes.
Let's do both of those then. I'm doing them in the reverse order that we just talked about them in. This is Neverwake with The End, but it's not The End because I'm doing it at the start. I don't know why I did it that way round. I could have done a really clever link there.
It's so weird. Like, I heard the first 2 seconds of the song there, and now I don't hear anything.
Have I got... have you got any of the audio things that echo, cancellation, or reduce background noise or any of that on your side?
I do. I turned them off.
Has that made anything better? No. Put them back on because you sound much worse. I think it needs a second to cut in. Do you think?
Which one are you getting into there?
It's Neverwake. It's decent.
I've tried to get them on my show for years. I finally got them on right before the show I was talking about, Sleepwalker Ball.
See this? I love this post-hardcore voice. The cleans and the screams and the kind of mixing the kind of pop punk sound with just a slight hint of metal in the harmonic guitars and stuff. It works so well, and it leads so well to have, which I hope they do at some point, adding stimps and you know, track production elements to it. Just works so well. You're back a bit early, so that was only one track. I should have just pressed play on the other one, but I didn't know if we needed to like keep some ammo because you needed to get up again.
So I set a timer for 14 minutes. I don't know if you heard me on the way in talking to Alexa.
I managed to luckily miss that one. I was jamming out to that too much, to be fair. That was decent. That had what I was moaning about before. Put back into it. It had that bass, nice crispness on the bass that I felt has been missing in recent metal productions. Not in a massively negative way. The tracks still sound good. I just like it heavier and bassier and kicking me in the chest. Some people may think that's muddy, and I think it might be somewhat to do with the current production trend leaning towards ensuring they sound really, really, really good on AirPods.
You know what I do have? Let me see if I can find it. I have a brand new Neo stem song.
Ooh.
And when I say brand new, I mean the only place it's been played so far is on Build a Scene and Music from 412 on my show.
Okay.
Let me see if I can.
That's pretty new. Thank you for allowing us to share in your exclusivity, sir.
What? My Neo Stem is my daughter Emmeline's favorite local band. Where is it? Starlight.
Here's a point, because I'm not privy to this. Independently minded musical kids, like. Because, again, I mentioned this earlier, you hear all the kids on the buses paying 30 seconds of Spotify here and there. Does she, like, legitimately go up and put, like, the full CD on in her bedroom and listen to it kind of thing? Like, how are your kids receiving their music, and how do they listen to it in their spare time?
So they generally ask Alexa to play a specific song.
Okay. And is it just, like, randomly throughout? Like, we're going to listen to this now.
Well, see, it depends. Oh, man.
I'm asking you in-depth questions whilst I know you're busy, which is terrible.
Right, I'm trying to find a song. It really depends. Spotify and other, like, if you don't have the premium service, sometimes we have it, sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
And okay. If you have the premium service and you request a specific song, it'll play that specific song. But if you have the free service, then it plays something similar to it.
Okay. I mean, I kind of like that, but you know, the algorithm's not working in anyone's favor. There, like if it was properly like play something similar, and we're going to support independent music, so we're going to play something that's very good by this really obscure artist that you're definitely not going to have heard of. Is a bit different. We're going to play something similar by an artist that we know is actually going to net us more money, and we've got a contract with that we didn't tell anyone about.
Right. After telling you that I have this brand new Neo Stem, I can't find it, which is terrible. Hold on, I have another drive to check on. Here we go, Neo Stem.
This is great because I was talking to my computer earlier doing this kind of stuff.
I found it.
Oh dear, damn it!
Why it's not on my actual hard drive, I don't know, but it's about to be there.
And then it's about to be. This is the process. You're seeing live DJs sharing music live, and the exciting process that it takes for a DJ to get excited about sharing a track. Learn how to actually find the track. Get that sent over to the other DJ, who then has to try and find that, download it. Hope it downloads to the right file, because what the hell is going on with Gmail today?
Yes. So I told it to copy and it didn't copy, so I have to go do it again.
Oh, right. See, it's edge of your seat hosting today, ladles and jelly spoons. The excitement is paramount. Do we have a percentage? Do we have a countdown for file moving?
I mean, do you have a sound effect for that?
That's probably the closest one that I have. I do have. This is another cool thing. Once I've got my audio all linked up, the desk has got a Bluetooth input, and I've got so many sound patches on my phone. It's unbelievable. I'm gonna be pressing all the buttons. We can have some. Where's the thing now? I mean, I've really got some exciting sounds coming up in the future for XRP Radio. You won't believe how amazing it's going to be. Highlights such as yeah, we can have a bit of that. We can have.
Can't hear it.
You can't hear that at all. No. Are you hearing me through this microphone right here?
Yes.
What? So you can hear my voice perfectly, but you can't hear. This is a weird StreamYard thing I don't understand then. Because there is no way that my own microphone can be deciding what you're listening to.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
That's an impossibility. StreamYard, what have you done? I did realise when I logged into StreamYard, it was saying we now do something new that I didn't notice before. Oh, that's terrible. I didn't realise this. They'd put fucking a filter on my face. Like, they've literally... Watch my moles reappear on the side of my face now. There they are! That's ridiculous. Canal, I don't need... Just call me ugly.
Hey,
right.
that Neo stem track is on the way. It's called Shut Up Me.
If any track was relevant to this evening's show, that is probably the right one. Apart from the fact that
I also just realized that I don't actually have to I don't have to make kids where they're going until later. But that's a plus. Their concert is until 7:30. I thought it was at 7.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still finishing at the same time. I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I am
I don't have to rush them through dinner.
That is a good start. That is a good thing. Even though it is fun to make kids just rush eating. Like, you gotta eat before we go, otherwise you're gonna be hungry. You've got 5 minutes. The devastation that incurs afterwards is wonderful.
Tizz, I'm gonna send you a second Neo Stem song. And there's a reason.
Okay. Am I gonna know the reason now or later?
If I can, maybe I'm gonna send it to you.
I'm gonna press play on this track because it's entitled "Shut Up Me" anyway, and we're gonna find out more about.
Yeah, I don't have the other one.
Reason.
So Shut Up Me is a follow up to a song called No Mr. Upside, which is what I was trying to send you, but for some reason it's also not in my folder.
Fun times. How can I play something through my phone and you not hear it. That doesn't even make sense.
No, that's weird. I didn't realize that's what you were doing because I wasn't looking at the screen.
Yeah.
I heard like 2 seconds.
That is so weird. It must be some kind of auto cancellation on.
Like StreamYard's doing it.
Yeah. But I've got all those things turned off, so it shouldn't.
Alexa, how much time is left on the timer? I'll be right back.
No worries.
Alexa, stop. A little bit of grunge.
I didn't hear you come back.
Yeah, I'm glad I saved that on the Music from 412 drive. I would have been mad.
Where are we? 12 minutes. "12 minutes to entertain all our millions of Oh, fucking hell, Jim Doyle's here. I wasn't even
Alexa,
listening.
stop. So I have this Samsung T5 drive here. So looks like Bondo likes the
is it Bondo?
these bigger guitars on the chorus, though. It should be noted. Are we on the radio, or are we still?
We are not on the radio. The track is playing.
Okay.
Oh! No! because you were gone. Of course, I forgot you can't hear what I was playing. But yeah, I started playing the Perishables because you took too long.
Oh, okay. So I have to wonder if they're talking about the perishables or if they're talking about.
Yes, you do. If I press refresh, I'm guessing
You would call that.
it's
You would
the
call that.
Perishables.
You would call that the rocks. You would call that rock, right? Or pop, maybe.
That's a hard one. The track has now finished, though.
Okay.
That's like waves on the ocean, the Perishable. Shall I delve into that question now?
I mean, we can.
What would I call that? It's weird because it's along the lines of what I would have called back. Well, it's kind of soft rock, but not like soft rock in the ballady rock or area. It's what people started calling, and it really annoyed me because it was a fucking mainstream corporate media ploy. This one, when they started coining the term indie as a genre, and it's tended to get applied to bands like Idlewild and stuff like that, which was and they have that indie sound. To it that after the corporate media tried to coin it as a genre to avoid, so when people looked for indie music, they're finding actual bands that are on mainstream labels and stuff. Arseholes, sorry. Anyway,
So Bondo says "Last Dance with Mary Jane."
it's got that feel. I mean, there's a couple of bands that do the same kind of vibe. The Aspiring, we play here, which are kind of a they're from Coventry in the UK, in the Midlands, who have that same kind of thing. Yeah, James, Idlewild are a great band. Don't get me wrong, but they unfortunately were one of the bands that were coined in the indie genre ship, which actually did a lot of damage for the independent community and also managed to kind of quash a lot of things. Then you had like bands like Snow Patrol and some of these fake independent bands that are like they're running on an independent label, but you actually look at it and they're still using Sony distribution. And the Chrysalis, yes. Chrysalis was the biggest one. You had Chrysalis, and you find out that was just a sub label of was it AMI? I think I can't remember now. Or Warner Brothers. They were just a sub label of one of the real big majors, and they'd done this independent alternative atmosphere. That was one of the best things that the mainstream music industry did, was segregate mainstream and alternative mainstream media. And so you had separate radio stations dealing with those kind of things. You had the few bands that cross over into the kind of mainstream top 10, but all of a sudden that atmosphere and ethic that people get about independent music and finding hidden gems and stuff like that, they've just given to a segregation of a mainstream platform. I'm
gonna take a tangent off of your conversation for a second.
Please do, because I would just carried on like that for ages.
So the two bands we just listened to, the Perishables and Neostem, it should be noted that Neostem is a 3-piece and the Perishables are a 2-piece.
Well, they make quite a bit of racket for a 3 and a 2-piece, most certainly. Yeah. Neostem, I like Neostem. That was a good track.
Yeah,
very good track.
Like I said, Neostem is my daughter Emmeline's favorite band. They are very much punk and metal influenced, I would say, and clearly grunge. But this question actually came up recently of the lead singer asking what genre he thinks he writes, and he just said, "I'm a songwriter," which I thought was an amazing answer.
That is a good answer.
And My son was whispering questions to me in case you were trying to figure out what was going on there.
I didn't. You went quiet, and I didn't have you on my screen at that particular point in time, so I didn't know what happened. I'm like, shit, is the feed fed or something? Feed drop fed. Oh. Is this show over yet? 5 minutes. What's it? We need one last track. Did you send? Is there one that I haven't played that you sent me?
I don't think so.
Oh no, no, we're not playing. Sorry, not playing that one.
I don't have that one.
No, not that.
You...
Well, never mind.
Oh, Holy Night. There is one we didn't send.
You didn't have to call me out on it.
You should definitely play that.
Fuck. Are you really making me end my show on a Christmas track? A traditional.
Once you hear the harmonies on it, you'll be okay.
I'm sure she's an exquisite singer. I'm sure that it's going to be very well produced.
So
I know the song is well written because people have loved it for years.
So it is a cover. What would you call it a cover? I mean, it's a traditional song. It's out in whatever they call it now.
It's one of those. It's again one of those awkward things to talk about. He's not listening to me. I'm just kind of over talking him whilst he's busy. It's one of those awkward things to because like a lot of folk music is trad, hand me down, pass me down music,
right?
And you look at a lot of electronica music that is being remixed and remixed and remixed again. And in the same breath, I am hyper anti cover band and anti cover as a general rule. So you've kind of got a half and half here because I don't like Christmas, I don't like covers, but you know I do. I do. If I have to step back and say certain trad things are traditional, I guess it alleviates itself from its own laws of music. I don't know.
Well, here and maybe this will help you with it a little bit. So Amber Alexis is a band that's been around pretty much since I started the Pennsylvania Rock Show. They used to hang out here when the bands would play live. They were here every week, hanging out and watching the bands perform. And their lead guitarist is actually a contractor, and he's lowering the ceiling in my bedroom right now.
Oh, right.
So
that's awesome.
So they have a big key.
Melting on the stove. Sorry.
Anyway, it's Amber Alexis, "Oh Holy Night."
There we go.
So,
actually, on that note, we should really say goodbye to everybody because that's the end of the show. But thank you for joining us.
Em, did you say you burned yourself? How? Well, okay.
I didn't see you. I got the plastic.
And run some cold water over your finger. Sorry.
What? What an ending to a show.
So Bondo like Neos then. not Christmas though.
I guess we're all Grinches. We're not all Grinches. I just attract a few of them. Fuck off. I'm actually starving. All the way through this show, I'll be honest with you, I keep picking up my phone and opening Uber Eats and not getting anywhere. I've been halfway through possibly ordering some food and just watching restaurant after restaurant close because it's 11 p.m.
Oh yeah, you're 5 hours ahead of us. Well, I am gonna go because I gotta make sure they eat real fast, and then we have to get them to their concert.
Wicked. Have a good concert. Rest of your night. Chicken strips, pierogies.
Yep. And throw some hot sauce on them, and then worry about it later.
This is the thing, you get all those people that watch this back weirdly on our channels because you have strange things. You get an insider that you will never see before. You need to watch all these things if you want to know what Bill might be coping with later.
Yes.
Right, see you later, mate. It's been good to
Nice
to chat. Nice to catch up, to be fair.
Yep. We need to do a friendly fire here soon.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything too soon because I've literally just started 2 brand new jobs, and I haven't got my rotors for either of them yet. So
I do have to go. I'll catch you later.
all right, catch you later.
Bye.
Bye. I'm gonna end this stream as well, actually. So see you later, everybody else out there. I'm gonna do. Where's the thing? Can I do it? I'm gonna do this thing.